What's in it?
Gives me a boost.
Ronnie Mack, dude.
Everyone loves him.
Jimmy Alverson, like,
I know. And
dude, they have everybody so fooled for so long, and like before I heard anything that was like, it's Jimmy Alverson. Like before I even heard that, I was looking at all those Oklahoma boys, and I was like, which one is it, dude? Like, which one is it? And they're so good.
Before he came out with it, I knew it was Jimmy, because I grew up like he was like my idol. He was like in the B class.
Yeah.
Him and Trey and Justin Weeks.
Yeah.
They're all battling, and I could tell by his voice when he talks.
I've noticed you always let your riding do the talking. You're not always out there trying to put on a show. Like, you're to yourself, you're focused. So like, explain to me kind of your mental approach, and how do you see yourself, like kind of your self-image out there? I know that's a complicated question, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely all the bling on the bikes, the bling on the helmet, your gear, or even the truck that you show up in. Hey, it doesn't. No one really cares. You get out on the track. It's fair game for everyone. Heck, I've been. People know me for showing up at the track with 2-year-old gear on, but I can still hold the throttle on a lot longer into the turns. But I keep it under control. It's not out of control power. It's definitely all about controlling the bike. And with me, it's more about form and technique than just twisting the throttle and hope you make through the turn or make the jump. But with my style, I'm not really a flashy rider. You don't see me throwing big whips or on the rev limiter a lot. It's more of staying in the meat of the power, and at the same time, you want to save as much energy as possible. And when you're throwing whips and throwing scrubs over every single jump and moving around on the bike a lot, you're wasting a lot of energy that you could be saving up instead of going 5 laps with throwing your body around. If you just stay in one position and kind of let the bike move around and not fight it, you can, instead of going 5, you can maybe go 7 or 8. And once I started figuring that out, I really focused on my body and body technique and form, and that's, I think, a big key for saving energy. And maybe you might not look the fastest, but you're still going faster than half the people out there.
do you think that it's possible in motocross to be successful without a training regimen? Do you think people can just get by?
At our level, you can't get by with only skill. You definitely have to put in the work at the gym. And that's why you see when you're a little kid, everyone can go fast for 5 laps. That's just a fact. You can just hold it out and keep that throttle wide open. But to do that for 30 minutes plus 2 laps, that's a whole different ball game. You definitely have to be in peak physical fitness at all times. I believe that I think the fitness is more important than the actual skill level, because there's some guys that have really bad skill level, or they're not as high as other people, but they can still be out there on the track longer than they can, push harder, and just get the moto through when all the guys with all the skill but no fitness are giving up. They're the guys you see going around the outside of the track, just flipping it around, while you see Dungy. Maybe he's not the fastest guy, but he has more cardio and better physical fitness than half the guy, or probably most of the guys out there, and you still see him on the gas for 30 plus 2 laps. But for me, the key components of my body is obviously you need a good cardio, so I get that knocked out with the road biking. And then with me, I have big legs, so I use that to my advantage. I focus a lot on my core, my abs, my back, and my legs to hold me to the bike. I pretty much grip more with my knees than with my hands. And so that's what I focus mostly on when I go to the gym. A lot of squats, a lot of leg press. Not a lot of weight, but still a lot of reps, and get the muscles as strong as possible.
Who is your favorite rider?
I'd say favorite rider would have to go to, I kind of have 2. I have James Stewart. even though I was kind of dogging him just a minute ago. But James Stewart and Ken Roxon, I love their styles. I love the way they ride the bike. But my favorite rider of all, for everything he's gone through, his belief in the Lord Jesus Christ, and just how he's never given up, is Trey Kennard. He's definitely the most deserving rider. We've all seen him go through 2 broken femurs, and then before that he ended up losing his father when he was really young, and pushing through that and still focusing on the goal at hand. Try to win Supercross titles and outdoor titles, and just be the best person he can be. And he's definitely a guy I looked up to. We were actually teammates at one point for John Mitchell, and I saw him out at the track. Obviously he was on 85s and I was on 50s, but he was a real big guy that I looked up to. He was definitely a guy I look on to when I still now dealing with my injuries, even minor compared to his, breaking his femur and then coming back and then breaking it right after again. He's definitely pushed through some hard things, and he's the one rider that I look up to get me through hard times.